Okay. Now we will continue with shapes properties in grade 9. So this is our part 2 of the discussion or the presentation. All right. So now we are going to be actually focusing on uh, corresponding angles, and then alternate angles. Alternate angles. Okay. I will also recap on interior angles, which we did in our previous discussion. Interior angles, though I didn't necessarily specify the term interior angles. All right, but you will realize as we get there that we had the discussion somehow. Now let's see. We are having this now. We are having this now. God is good all the times. We have this. The two lines are parallel and this line cuts intersect with the two lines. So this line is called the transversal, remember, okay? Two parallel lines, a transversal, okay? So basically we're focusing on angles between parallel lines and their transversal, okay? Now, let's have this. I will say angle A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, I want us to I want us to break this into pieces, understandable pieces. All right. So what do we mean by corresponding angles? Why do we say angles are corresponding? Okay, corresponding angles actually we are talking about F angles. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Think of an F. Okay, an F like this with arrows. Okay, when we talk of corresponding angles, we are basically talking about this angle and this angle. All right, okay, that angle and this one. These two angles, which are in a form of an F. This F is just a tool that you can use to identify corresponding angles. So this angle corresponds to this one. All right. Sometimes the F could be this way. Don't panic when you see something like this. It's still our F. So this angle and this angle are corresponding. Whether it's inverted F or upright F, it doesn't matter. As long as you can see an F shape, okay? All right? So you talk of corresponding angles. Now, let's look at this diagram. Which angles are corresponding? Which angles are corresponding here? I'm seeing angle A, this one, and this one. I'm seeing this one because this is an F here. If you can look at this, this is an F here. This and this. And these lines are parallel, remember. Okay, so it's an F. So this angle A and E are corresponding. So once they are corresponding, they are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. So we can say A equals to E. Why? Because they are corresponding angles. All right. Which else do you see? Ah, I'm seeing this one. I'm seeing this angle here. I'm seeing angle C and angle F. Okay? Angle C and F. Because this is an F, ladies and gentlemen. This is an F here. So this angle and this one are corresponding angles. So I can see angle C equal to angle G. Once they are corresponding, they are equal. Right? So let's keep searching. Which ones again? I'm seeing this one and this one. F again. So angle B equals to angle F. Okay? Also, I'm seeing this one and this one. They are also corresponding. So angle D equals to angle H. Yeah, those are corresponding angles. All right? They are corresponding angles. Okay? So what does that mean? It means that if you have this scenario, I will show you this. That's my duty. Okay? You have this scenario, and then you are given this angle. Let's say they say this is 50 degrees, and then you are asked to find this angle. What do you do? When you look at them, you realize that there are two parallel lines. There is a transversal, a line which intersect both lines. Okay? It's a transversal. So this angle and this angle are corresponding angles because the tool F shape is here. All right? So what do? You will ultimately say x equals to 50 degrees. Why? Because these two angles are corresponding and corresponding angles are equal. Equal. Simple. Okay. Now, let's move on. I want to show you this. I'm at your surface here. All right. I'm at your surface here. Don't worry. Now, let's have a look at this interesting piece of information here. Let's say we have number 2, alternating angles or alternate angles. What are alternate angles? I will supply you with a tool, and my tool this time is Z. Okay? Z. So Z angles. If these two lines are parallel, then this is a transversal. Okay? This one is a transversal. These are two parallel lines. This is a transversal. Then this angle and this one are alternate angles. And alternate angles are equal. All right? So let's go back to our diagram here. Which angles are alternate angles here? Let's consider this Z here. Okay? This Z here. Because this line and this line are parallel, this is a transversal, so we have a Z here. You can actually envision it. So now this angle and this angle are alternate, so they are equal. So C equals to F. They are alternate angles. All right? What else? Can you see this Z here? Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you see this Z here? This one. Ta-da! What manner of a Z is this? It is a Z angle because this line is parallel to this line. All right? So this angle here and this one are alternate angles. All right? So alternate angles are equal. Now let's look at it. So what we imply is that angle E equals to angle D right here. Okay? Angle E equals to angle D. Okay? Angle E equals to angle D right here. Why? Because they are alternate angles. Alternate angles. Tool Z angles. Okay? Now that's the basis here. That's the basis. That's the essence. You need to understand this. They are as simple as that. As long as you can envision a Z shape, then you know that this angle and this angle are alternate angles, and alternate angles are equal. Therefore, if C and F are alternate angles, then C equals to F. Hmm? Then if D and E are alternate angles, then D equals to E. All right. So what does that mean? It means if you had this angle, what is the size of this angle? Come on, come on. What is the size of this angle? According to our previous presentation, this angle and this one, x angles, remember, they are vertical opposite angles and they are equal. That means this is 50 degrees. All right. So if you were asked to find x here using the alternate angle principle, you would say this is a z here. So this angle and this angle are alternate angles. That means x here is 50. All right? Okay? Yes. Yes. We had found this 50 using corresponding angles property. We got 50. But even when we use alternate angles property, we will still get 50. That's how I love mathematics. All right. Now, that's the issue on alternate angles. All right. So let's come to these interior angles. All right. So when we talk of interior angles, God have mercy. Interior angles. Here we are talking about the C angles. I talked about them in our previous lesson like this. This angle and this angle are interior angles. And I've told you that they are interior supplementary. They are interior supplementary. Interior supplementary. Okay? Now it means these angles add up to 180 degrees. We have seen this. I just wanted to hammer on it just for convenience. So in this case, that means we will have F and D being interior supplementary angles. So that means the behavior here is not equality. So D is not equal to F, but D plus F equals to 180 degrees. All right. And another interior supplementary angle relationship is here. So C and E. So C plus E equals to 180 degrees. All right. So what does that mean? That means if you are given one here, because there is an interior angle principle here. Here, let's look at this. Here. All right. Can you see it? So this angle and this one are interior supplementary. So that means if you were asked to find this angle, what would you do? You would say x plus 50 equals 180 degrees. You would say x plus 50 degrees equals to 180 degrees. Right. So if you were to solve for x, then that means you would say minus 50 degrees, minus 50 degrees. Then this 50 minus 50 is 0. So you have x on the left hand side is equal to 180 minus 50 is 130 degrees. So you would get this as 130 degrees, this one. So that 130 plus 50 is 180. That's actually the relationship. Those are the rules that I want you to grasp before we can go anywhere in this topic. So let me give you a simple exemplary question. Okay, let's see. Now let's say we have this scenario. These two lines are parallel. Okay, so we have this line and we have this line. We'll consider this line as a transversal, and this is also another transversal. Okay, now let's say you have 120 degrees here. Okay, and then we have let's say J, B, N. Okay. Then we say we have FG, DE here. Okay. There is E here. DE. I'm sorry. Now, and we have ACIK, and then we have 60 degrees. Let's say we have 70 degrees here, and then we have H, we have M, we have what we have. Let's say we have L here. Okay. Yeah. Now, let's say the question here is find the size of the lettered angles. Give reasons. Find the size of the lettered angles. Give reasons. Okay. What would you do? What you need to do, let's start here. Let's start here where there is a number, or we could start here. As long as there is a numerical angle will help you to find the next letters. Okay. Yeah. So you can't start here. Wow. Wow. If you would try to start here, you would struggle forever. So go for the vertex with a numerical angle. At least you started there. We can start here or here. Now, let's start here. So here we can find n. Why? Because this is a straight line. This is a straight line. So this angle plus this one, these two angles, their sum should be 180. Okay? So you can say n plus 120 degrees equals to 180 degrees. Why? Reason: straight line. Straight line angles. Straight line angles. You can just say that. Once you say straight line angles, the examiner will give you a mark. That is your reason here. Now, that means what you do, you solve for n. So you will say minus 120 degrees minus 120 degrees. So ultimately you have n equals to 60 degrees. All right. So n is 60 here. Okay. J, how do you find J? You can find J using the same straight line angle property. If you would look at this line and say 180 plus J must be, no, 120 plus J equals to 180 degrees. Then when you solve for J, you will still get 60. Or you could look at this angle and use the vertical opposite angles property, because there is an x here. So this angle and this angle are equal. They are vertical opposite. So you can just say, okay, J equals to 60 degrees. Why? Vertical opposite. Vertically opposite angles. All right, that's simple. Now, what about B? B and 120 are equal. X here, they are vertical opposite. Okay, so you can say B equals to 120 degrees, and reason: vertically opposite angles. Vertical opposite angles. Now we are done. We are done here. So let's come where do we go from here? We can from here we can come down here, because we can apply correspondence angle property. Okay, we can use interior supplementary here, or correspondence here. You see, we can use correspondence here. All right, so let's continue. We can use this one, supplementary. All right, or we can use correspondence. Correspondence is this one, F. So if we look at this F, if we look at this F here, this is what you will be doing practically in the exam for you to understand this. A and 120 are equal. They are corresponding. So A equals to 120 degrees. Corresponding angles. All right? Okay. Now, let's look at if A is 120 degrees, okay? Or, okay, if A is 120 degrees, we can use this one. Still corresponding. Wow. Maths is so beautiful. We take this F here, this one, okay? And say this angle is equal to this one. So if J is 60, then I is 60. Corresponding angles. All right? Yes. So we are aware that this is 120, this is 60, this is 60 also. Okay? But here we have a cross. This angle is vertical opposite to this one, so they are equal. Okay? So you will say K equals to 120 degrees. Reason, vertical opposite angles. So you will say K equals to A equals to 120 degrees. And then you say vertically opposite angles. Okay? All right? Is that clear? Now, let's continue. Now, you can even say C equals to I, which is equal to what? 60 degrees. And say they are vertically opposite angle. You see that? Can you see that? So once you are done in this side, so that means this is 60. Okay, here we have realized it's 120. Okay, once you are done on that side, you can move on to this side. Here, this L plus 70 must be 180 degrees. Therefore, you subtract 70, you subtract 70, then you get your L as 110 degrees. So you say straight line angles. I'm sorry with the spelling here. Straight line angles. Okay? So you have 110 here. What happens? M equals to 70, vertical opposite. Vertically opposite angles. Okay? So this is 70. Now, H equals to 110. They are vertically opposite. Now, you have seen what I have done, okay? Now, what I want you to do as your assignment, whoa, 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 somebody's sweating now when he's given an assignment. No, the assignment is easy, don't worry. So your assignment, okay? Your assignment right now, do it. Do this assignment right now, okay? Let me just circle it out so that you don't say you didn't see it, all right? Assignment. Find GEF D. Find E D, G, F. Yes. Find it. That's your assignment. Find it. Find E, D, G, F on your own now. Using the same approach. Using the same approach. Using the same approach. Finish it up. Find these ones. That is your assignment. If you can find these ones, then praise the Lord. You are good as far as the topic is concerned. So we are done with this topic. The subtopic, when we are looking at parallel lines and the angles between parallel lines and the transversals, then if you are able to find E, D, G, F, then you are done. You are good at this. Okay, take care until we meet again in our next interaction.